Yo guys, back again with another F1 2021 setup, and I'm pleased to say this one's for Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, one of the new circuits for this year's F1 calendar. This track got dropped on us today, so I spent most of the day honing and tweaking this setup. Now from my first few hours racing around Jeddah, I can already tell it's going to be a tricky track to overtake on, and that's despite the high speed, the multiple DRS zones and the long straight sections. This track reminds me of the first sector in Zandvoort, or the middle sector in Mexico. It's high speed and has lots of left to right turns where you've just got to follow the car in front. There aren't many places to overtake, despite there being a few DRS zones. But the trick to getting a good setup around Jeddah is both stability and rear downforce. So I'll jump straight into the setup. Starting with the aero, I've gone with a 7 and 9 wing setup. I did play around with 7 and 8 wings for quite a while, because with a rear wing angle of 9, you do lose a little bit of top speed, but gain that extra little bit of stability, which is crucial when you're flinging your car left and right. Go with your preference on this one, either 7 and 8 or 7 and 9. For the transmission, I've gone for 77 on diff and 55 off diff. Again, I played around with a higher on diff setting, just like a lot of other setups have, but for me the car got a little bit too wild under acceleration, so I toned it down to 77. For the suspension geometry, I've gone with a reasonably standard setup here. Minus 2.6 on the front camber, minus 1.9 on the rear, and then 0.07 on the front toe and 0.2 on the rear toe. And for the suspension, I've gone 4 and 4 on both front and rear suspension, 3 and 5 on the anti-roll bars, and 3 and 7 on the ride height. This suspension geometry and suspension setup work together to give a good amount of stability and responsiveness. For the brake setup, 98% brake pressure, and not that brake bias down to 52%. You can even push it closer to 50% due to the new performance update, but I've gone 52% here. For the tyres, I've gone super high on my pressures. Go 24.6 on both fronts and 23.1 on both rears. This served me well across a long race distance, but if you do find the tyres getting a little bit too hot, knock these down 1 or 2 points. And that'll do it for my Jeddah race setup in F1 2021. Overall, this was a really fun track to learn and drive, but I can see overtaking potentially being an issue, even if it's not so much of an issue in game. Tell me in the comments below what you think of this track and this setup, and hit that like and subscribe button for more F1 2021 content. But for now guys, enjoy the track and I'll see you out there.